How's it going, y'all? Rowdy Riles back with another video. So I've been thinking about this a lot lately because we've had update after update with alleged answers and responses with no actual resolution from a company that has existed in various forms. And I'm going to say this is all allegedly, and this is all based on research that I've done myself and firsthand experience. But today we're going to be talking about, because I've talked about this subject before, but today we're talking about Megalopolis Toys / Premium DNA. I had that and it reminded me that we still don't have any news on their Earthworm Jim stuff. So going back to the beginning, my first experience with Premium DNA was as a toy store called Megalopolis. And they sold, modern stuff. You get a pre-order, you get the figure, and it comes in the mail, and you get bonus points, and you can use the points to buy other figures. And it worked for a while. I remember making multiple purchases from there. I remember them sponsoring other toy channels and having commercials from them and all that stuff. So they were a legitimate toy store. They had the pre-orders, you got your stuff, you got it in a timely manner, you use those points to buy other figures, they would ship those off, and then at a certain point, people would pre-order stuff, and it stopped getting shipped out. Like, people weren't getting their pre-orders. And I remember, this was a couple years ago, this was maybe like 4 years ago at this point, 3 or 4. This is within the last 5 years that all of this has happened. So I remember they were doing, around the holidays, a in warehouse damaged box sale, and I remember dropping like $400 and being like, all right, cool, I got gifts coming from my girlfriend, I got stuff coming for me for a good deal, damaged box, it's whatever, I opened my stuff anyway. So I waited and waited. A couple months or a couple weeks go by, and I get one item out of the like 7 or 8 that I ordered. It was the SH Figuarts Far From Home Night Monkey Spider-Man, and I got that, and it was fine. The box was a little dinged up. But I got the figure, and I'm just like waiting for the rest. I'm like, is this going to ship? It starts to roll around to be Christmas time, and I'm like, I could use that money if this stuff isn't going to ship. They said it's in warehouse, so where is it? So I messaged them. Fortunately, they canceled my order. But shortly after this, it started popping up on Reddit and various toy spaces that Megalopolis was giving people the runaround when they tried to cancel their order. So if they had done the same thing as me, pre-orders that weren't honored, that had already come and passed from other websites and all that stuff, Megalopolis started dodging their calls, essentially. And it turns out that someone in charge, I don't know who, this is based on what happened, essentially fumbled the bag when it came to handling the orders and the money and placing the orders and all that stuff, and just kind of disappeared from updating anybody and letting anyone know. So Better Business Bureau got involved. I checked their rating out, but they had like a 1.4 rating on like rating websites. The Better Business Bureau was all over them, and they just weren't doing what they needed to do as a toy company to respond to their customers and all that stuff. So I'd kind of forgotten about Megalopolis, and then I typed it in one day. I went megalopolis.com, and it came up as Premium DNA. And I saw that they were doing Mad Balls and Barnyard Commandos. And apparently those came and went. Apparently they had like gotten funds for those with the pre-orders, and they made those toys and those came out. They did Battletoads, which those came out. They showed up at GameStop and stuff even. So those were made. And then we get to Earthworm Jim. Here is where old habits die hard, I guess. So people ordered their Earthworm Jim. They pre-ordered it. In fact, you go to the website, it says shipping Q4 2024. And these Earthworm Jim figures that were promised to people by that time started popping up on AliExpress, other Chinese vendor markets, for a fraction of the cost. And these were generally considered to be legitimate figures. Like, they weren't knockoffs. They came from the factory. And then we had two sides of the story. And this is all alleged. I'm just saying this. I'm just displaying the information as I got it. And I made a video about this, and I had a bunch of people in the comments saying, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Megalopolis or Premium DNA knows what they're doing. They're talking to people, they're updating, and like, here we are, still 2025, the end of 2025 almost. Not a single Earthworm Jim from Premium DNA. So I got the AliExpress Earthworm Jim. I did a review on it. I did a 2.0 review because apparently now there's knockoffs of the originals floating around. And while the one that I had wasn't perfect, there was some flaws with it. It's still a decent figure. You know, it's fine. It should be about worth $25, which is what I paid for it, regardless of whether that was the quality that was promised or if it was better. What's included, the quality, all that stuff, $25. They're charging $50 on the website. And by the way, you can't even pay for it now. It just says coming Q4 2024. So sometime early, I think it was earlier this year, we got an update. It may have even been last year. We got an update from Premium DNA saying, hey, here's our shipping containers of Earthworm Jim figures. You'll be getting them soon. And nobody got them. And that was the last we heard. And now their website has coming soon. We're doing restructuring. And you see the Care Bears that they're supposedly, allegedly working on. And it's just a whole mess. And it's like, first of all, you messed up once. And then you go to a consumer pre-order and send them the product. And you started doing that. And then when you stop sending the product, that's the same exact issue you had before. So what's going on with this company, Premium DNA? Who's to say? All I know is their track record speaks for itself. I said I would eat my hat or something if these figures started showing up. They still haven't showed up. I've still never seen an update from Premium DNA about, or anyone saying, oh, I finally got my actual Premium DNA Earthworm. If I'm wrong about that, let me know. But I don't think that those ever made it to anybody. So that's where we're at with it. Yeah, it's crazy. It's insane to me that that's the practices of a business, but here we are. And yeah, if you guys like this video, smash like, hit subscribe, become a channel member for 99 cents. Comment, let me know if you agree, disagree. If you have any more info, feel free to drop it in the comments. I can always update this and you know, retract, make new statements, whatever. But like all this is from my research. All this is allegedly. This is not set in stone fact. This is just what I've seen. So if anyone is like, oh, no, stop. I just did my research. I have sources. I'm going to post them up on the screen so you can read bits and pieces of it. And yeah, that's just where I'm at. So like I said, like, subscribe, comment. If you're protesting, be safe, keep your head up, stay brave, be kind to your local LGBTQ community. I love you. I will see you next time, and bye-bye.
Just wait 1 minute. I'm watching this new Rowdy Rolls video and it's really awesome. I don't want to miss it.
It's like the chick that reviews action figures and it's really freaking cool.
Yes, I think they saw some videos and there's some really good contents out there, you know?
She reviews the ponies and stuff because you knows I love ponies.
She doesn't review ponies. It's freaking cool stuff, Toki.